Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, what we're looking at here today is some tactical pants. These are some 511 pants. I really wanted to try out some different types of tactical pants. I've been hearing people talk about them for years, not only in the gun community, but the gear community in general. People who are into all kinds of gear, they tend to continue that into their clothing, whether it's like some kind of exercise clothing or stuff like this, extra rugged pants. All right, now these tactical pants, I mean, generally speaking across the board, what makes some kind of tactical pants is not necessarily just the setup or the specific, types of pockets and stuff like that. It's just overall they're very high quality, extra durable pants. If you compare this pair of pants to, like, let's say Wranglers or something you're going to get from Walmart or JCPenney or Target or something like that, the material itself will literally take much more of a beating than anything else that I've personally ever worn. And I've had lots of different types of cargo pants, cheap cargo pants to expensive cargo pants. And these, basically it's a more robust version. So design aside, and my opinions on certain features on this particular type of pants, all that aside, I can tell you after about 2 months of use on these and another brand, which I'll do a separate video on, they are very much worth the money. Okay, and I'm very interested in trying other tactical pants, simply because of the fact that they're very, very rugged pants, very good for outdoor use if you guys are, camping a lot or just, getting out there and chopping trees with your knives, whatever you're doing. If you're out in the woods or just out in the wild in general, kneeling down in the dirt and grime and stuff like that, it just takes much more of a beating. What I've done in these pair of pants, in a cheap pair of pants, I would have had, holes in the knees, the bottom cuffs from being dragged on the ground and stuff would have been all torn. Something very common especially when your pants are too long. I think a lot of guys, at least, most younger generations, you get pants that are longer than your legs, and the bottom parts usually end up underneath your shoe, and they get all kinds of messed up and stuff. But these pants are really, really held up very nicely. So anyway, this specific pair, I believe, is 74-251. Now, I mention that because there's lots of versions of these. Okay, these are just the standard 511 tactical pants. These came from opticsplanet.com, as did all the pants. I got two 511s, one in this khaki color and one in black, and I also got khaki and black Vertex brand pants, which I'll do a separate video on. But these were $49.99 a pair, and for 50 bucks, I can honestly tell you, worth every single penny. Okay. Now again, this is, design aside, because I do have some critiques about design, which I wouldn't have known until I actually started using these pants. Things I thought I would like, and I turned out that I didn't like, and things I thought I didn't like, that turned out the opposite, the things I actually really liked. So, basically, the entire pair of pants is made out of 100% cotton canvas. Like I said, extremely, extremely durable. Really takes a beating. A lot of brush and stuff can rub on it. Even like I said, the pant legs and stuff on the very bottom, the cuffs, they can be stepped on quite a bit without fraying or tearing or anything like that. This particular pair of pants has 7 pockets. You have the standard 2 side pockets, 2 pockets on the back part where your butt is. They're cargo style pants, so you have 2 leg pockets, and I'll show all these in just a second here, as well as a 7th pocket, which is actually towards the front on the left side of the leg. Okay, and we'll talk about that in more detail in just a moment. But the overall construction on these, everything is just stitched, double stitched, cross stitched, reinforced. I mean, it's ridiculous what kind of beating these types of pants are going to take. Even something as simple as just the Velcro on the pockets. If you look here, like here's one of the leg pockets. All the Velcro is box stitched. All right, so nothing is going to come apart very easily. Okay, so and of course the zipper, the main zipper on the crotch is a YKK brand zipper. All right, so top materials are used. This particular pair has a button snap. All right, that's something that I personally don't like. That's a preference thing though. I wanted to try it anyway. All right, I just happen to like just a standard button as opposed to a button snap. All right, the obvious advantage is just easier. It's easier to snap a button than, feed it, a button through the hole like on a standard pair of pants. But it's total preference thing. I can't take anything away from the button. While wearing them, it never unsnapped, even being very active, jumping up and down and climbing and stuff like that and squatting down, it never popped open on me. Of course, if your pants are too tight, whether your belt's too tight or something like that, or, the actual size is a little bit too tight, might be an issue for you with a button unsnapping. But you know, if you really think about it, it might be better for the button to unsnap as opposed to a standard button literally popping off, you know, or, you know, coming undone completely, which renders it useless. So the button, you know, total preference. But the YKK zipper works beautifully, you know, no complaints at all there. As far as the belt loops on here, very, very thick belt loops. These will accommodate up to a 2-inch like duty belt. All right, especially your gun belts. This is something, if you're wearing tactical pants, you more than likely have a gun, okay, and all kinds of types of gear. This worked very, very nicely in supporting and holding a very thick gun belt, okay, very important, especially to the guys who've been carrying guns for a long time. At this point, you know, you understand that it's good to invest in a very good gun belt that's going to be sturdy and durable. Okay, as you notice, it's also very, very thick belt loops. They're not standard like jean belt loops that are 1/2 inch wide or whatever. They're very, very thick. All right, because this one's thicker, not quite as thick as the front here, but they kind of alternate. Very thick again, a little bit smaller, but still even the smaller ones are about 1.5 times the thickness of a standard belt loop, okay? Also reinforced, you can see the stitching on there. I mean, it's just ridiculous how strong these are in general. Now, let's take a look at the back here for a second. All right. Now, here's the left side, obviously, right side. You'll notice that these back pockets are slanted, okay? And there's also Velcro in the middle, as opposed to like a standard pocket would be rectangular or square with a flap. That's something that most guys are used to, right? Now, at first, I did not think I would like these. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of Velcro in general. Obviously, as you know, as Velcro gets dirty and stuff, it becomes useless, especially in snow. If I were to fall in a snowbank or something, a bunch of snow and crap got in there right now in the winter, it would just be useless. All right, it wouldn't be sticking at all. But these are extremely deep pockets. Okay, comes all the way down to where this seam is here. Okay, so you can see, I mean, that's like, it's almost the length of my forearm. Okay, very, very long. All right, so let's take a look at the other side. Now this is where my wallet is. I carry my wallet on the right side of my body. Now when I put this in the back pocket, the wallet went all the way down this deep pocket, all the way down to here. Now when I first tried this out, my wallet was sitting basically on the back of my thigh as opposed to the back of my ass. Now I really didn't like this. It was a very strange feeling. Most pants that I have, my wallet in my back right pocket is literally right in my ass cheek. But I gotta tell you, it's something I grew to love about these pants, particularly when I'm sitting in the car. When I'm sitting in the car, my wallet is resting, like I said, underneath my thigh. And because I've been rocking like a thicker wallet lately, and I got lots of crap in my wallet, of course, everything but money, it's much more comfortable. I have to say that. If you guys are used to thick wallets and when you sit down and you feel that wallet pushing up against your ass cheek, really a world of a difference and much, much more comfortable having it down by the thigh. Also, it's more secure. You know, literally your wallet is usually just like the size of your pocket. All right, so your wallet's almost usually at the top of the pocket where it opens, whereas this drops down almost 2 wallet lengths, if that makes any sense to you guys. I mean, it's a very deep pocket in the back here. So if you're a guy who wears your wallet in your back pocket somewhere, it's very, very secure and very deep in the pocket. So I do like that for just security purposes, so the wallet's not going to fall out very easily. I'm not worried about pickpocketing or anything, but I would imagine it'd be much harder to pickpocket something like this, especially with the noise, and sound of the Velcro. I just feel like it's much more secure in a pair of pants like this as opposed to just a common pair of jeans or cargo pants. All right, so let's talk about this strap that's hanging across this pair of pants. This is on the back right side, right above the right pocket on the rear. The sole purpose of this strap is a handle. Because these are tactical pants, if you happen to be a soldier or a cop or something and you're in some kind of a firefight and you get shot or whatever the case is, you're down, someone needs to take you and drag you to safety. This is extremely reinforced on both sides. Now that's not something that most people are going to be using. I think that's quite obvious. I can completely do without this strap. I'm not going to cut it off though, because I don't want to ruin the pants and the integrity of what's here. I did find that you could use this strap almost like, a part on a carpenter's pants, where you can just hang a hammer on here. I was doing something where I was putting some plastic up and I had a staple gun, so I kind of hung the staple gun off here. So, I mean, you can utilize this strap, but of course it's not what it was meant to be used for. Its sole purpose is for someone to be able to grab and pull you into safety. That's the purpose of it. So, you know, not too functional for the common person. But like I said, you could, you know, use your imagination as to how this might benefit you. Or if you really, really didn't like it, you can literally just cut it out of the pants and not worry about it. But, you know, like I said, you don't want to buy brand new pants and start cutting them and alterating them. It really doesn't get in the way. As far as me put my wallet in my back pocket or something, it's not like I keep getting snagged or anything. It's not a big deal. But I did want to mention that's its purpose, and it'll never get used for that, at least for me anyway. All right, so let's take a closer look at that reinforcement. You can see basically here's the pocket, and it's a separate piece of material that is wrapped around the pocket and sewn into it, okay? This is a reinforcement. The purpose of this reinforcement is people understand that if you're buying pants like this, you probably have knives and tools and stuff, flashlights, what have you, they're gonna be clipped to your pocket. This is so that your pants don't wear out as fast. If you're using a regular pair of pants and you're constantly taking your knife in and out of your pocket, you find that this starts fraying a little bit, it wears down. This is something at first I really did like a lot. I love the idea of a reinforced pocket, so my pocket clip, my knives, my flashlights and stuff, it doesn't wear the pants as easily. But it was very soon that I found out that I did not like this because some of my tighter pocket clips have a much harder time clipping over a thicker, you know, piece of material as opposed to here. It's a lot easier to clip a tight pocket clip onto this part as opposed to where it's reinforced. So to me, it's kind of a catch-22. It's good for some people, might not always be good. In my case, I had 2 different flashlights and 3 different knives that were very, very tight on this, to the point where I was almost bending the clip. All right, so I ended up not carrying those specifically because of this pair of pants and the reinforcement. I do like the fact that if you're into the reinforcement, it is on the corner of the pocket in the front and the back on both sides. Not a lot of people carry their knife in the front pocket like this. Some people carry their knife in the corner of their back pocket, which is nice. You can keep it out of the way so that you can have full access to your pocket without the knife rubbing on your hand. I personally still carry it in the front, but it's just a nice little touch. It is right there because these are both angled and they meet at the same point. You could put your knife in your back pocket. It could be out of the way, but almost in the same spot you're used to it if you're used to carrying it in the front. So it's a cool little touch. All right, since we're looking at the front here, let's talk about this little metal D-ring, okay? It should be pretty obvious, but instead of clipping something like a carabiner onto the belt loop, because they're so fat, there is a dedicated D-ring on the front. Very nice if you're, you know, the kind of guy who just clips their keys or, you know, maybe a multi-tool or something to the front of your belt loop. You have a dedicated metal ring for that. All right, let's take a look at the leg pockets, okay? Again, cargo style pants. These leg pockets come in right above the knee. All right, there are Velcro, okay? 2 spots on either side. The Velcro is very reinforced. Nice deep pockets. I mean, pretty standard cargo style pockets. Some people like the snaps. Some people like the regular buttons for these. The Velcro makes it very simple to get in and out. Both good and bad. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal for these pockets because I don't use these pockets as much. But for someone who's constantly using your leg pockets, I think you'd much prefer a button snap as opposed to the Velcro, or a combination of both. Again, just the simple fact that Velcro, once it gets dirty, it's very ineffective. But now there's even dedicated tools. I see CRKT has one, you know, that's specifically meant to clean out your Velcro. So as long as you keep it clean, relatively clean and maintained, it should still work just fine for you and keep your pocket closed when you're using it. All right, guys, so last thing I want to talk about with this pair of pants is the 7th pocket, okay? Obviously, you see this is the front left side. It's basically the front part of your left leg. You see the top pocket here, the back pocket wrapped around. Of course, the leg pocket, like on a regular style cargo pants. But this 7th pocket positioned here is actually pretty neat. What they recommend this for is like a spare gun magazine or a flashlight. When I first started wearing these, carrying my Glock 36, and I carried a spare magazine in this pocket. Now, what I found out very quickly in just practicing and taking the magazine out is that it's not necessarily a good pocket for a magazine, simply because of the flap here and because it's a little bit on the narrow side. Even though pretty much any pistol magazine would fit in here, it's not readily accessible. So, in other words, sometimes I would open the flap and grab it right away, and sometimes I would struggle to take that magazine out. And of course, if you're going to be carrying a spare magazine, and God forbid you ever need it, you do not want to struggle. So I don't recommend carrying a gun mag in here unless you're at the range or something. But it is an awesome, awesome pocket for a full-size multi-tool. You have plenty of room for any brand, any size multi-tool, even like the Leatherman Mutt or something along those lines that are a little bit bigger. And plenty of room for a full-size like 18650 flashlight. You can also do a combination multi-tool and flashlight. You know, if you wanted to do like a AA flashlight and a regular size Leatherman or something, you know, next to each other, it would accommodate both of those. So it's a very, very cool pocket. This particular pair of pants only has the one on the left side. I would have liked to see, you know, it mimicked on the right side. Why not, right? You got tactical pants, might as well throw in some extra pockets. All right, guys, so I mean, overall, I really do recommend this pair of pants. There's some slight things on here, some different features that I'm not so fond of. Like I said, the button snap, completely preference, you know, for connecting the pants. The reinforcements, it's very cool for a lot of people. Just personally, I prefer not having a reinforcement, especially with this extra durable material. I just don't think it's completely necessary. But again, totally preference. The slanted pockets on the backs, I found that I did like a lot, just much deeper, much more of a secure feeling, keeping my wallet back there. The thicker belt loops, just very, very nice, accommodates bigger belts like your gun belts. That seventh pocket's awesome. I would love to have seen an eighth pocket that matched it on the other side, you know. But I mean, overall, totally worth it. So if you're kind of on the fence about getting tactical pants in general, I think that you could probably get any brand and be happier with them being a better quality pant, you know, in general. But the specific 511, I like them. I think that some of the features that a lot of people would really enjoy. So stay tuned. I'm gonna do a review on the Vertex pants. You might be very interested in seeing if I like those more or less than the 511s. I was actually very shocked. I formed an opinion before actually trying them, and then after using both pair of pants, my opinion completely changed. So stay tuned for that video. In the meantime, if you guys got 511 pants or other cool tactical pants, especially cheap ones that you've really liked, please let everyone know in the comments. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you very much for watching and hope you have a great day. Take care.